You want to start it this time? I feel like I always start. Just keep it fresh and new.
How do you do it? Hello, hello. Oh, wait, no, that's Cooking Bomb. Or wait, do you both do that?
I guess we both did that. I guess I'm just a fucking copycat. I guess I have no original thoughts in my head. I guess I'm just stealing from other POC creators. Hello, hello.
You know who I'm talking about.
I love Cooking Bomb.
The adorable Chinese mom who makes like good Sichuan food.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, hello. This one's for you. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's so cute. Anyways, welcome to another episode of One for the Table. I'm your host, John Kang.
And I'm Kimchi. And yay! That's it. You did good. You did good. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
I did it.
Okay,
so yeah,
guess,
talk to us about the Chipotle drama.
So I guess people online are upset with Chipotle and the portions that they've been giving out to the point where now people film themselves like ordering a Chipotle, and
yeah,
when people aren't satisfied with the portion of the bowl after the bowl's made, they'll say no thank you and just walk off and not get the bowl and
that's
not pay for it.
Up. I mean,
so then, which I guess it's kind of fucked up because you're wasting so much food like by doing this, but I guess like they want to drive home the point that like Chipotle is not giving enough portion, which I don't understand because I mean if you order Chipotle through delivery, the portion is a little bit little because I guess you're not there like telling people like add more of this, add more of that. But at the store, when I say like, oh, can I get a little more bean or a little more rice, like they've always done it for me. And this is, I mean, I can't speak on everyone. That's just my personal experience with Chipotle.
Yeah.
So anyways, and I guess after like that challenge like became a viral and it became a thing. So then Chipotle started giving out like huge proportions. Mm-hmm. Even like Chipotle workers are chiming in saying like, our managers have instructed us to give more portions if they see anyone like recording, getting their Chipotle bowls made, or if they see anyone with a camera phone.
Damn.
Then I guess like Chipotle CEO made a statement saying like, oh, Chipotle is somewhere where you can come in and if you want like more Peco or something, you nudge and they'll do that for you. So now I guess this is like a very recent development. Now I guess people are going to try to film themselves like nudging the Chipotle workers.
In your experience, because like you've been a fan of Chipotle for historically and famously a very, very long time.
Chipotle is a special place in my heart because when I moved to Chicago at a tender young age of 19, or was it 18? I don't know. It was so long ago. And there was a Chipotle like block away from my house, and I lived in downtown Chicago. And everything downtown Chicago is really expensive, and there's no really like good food except for like super fine dining. But at Chipotle, I could feed myself. I think the burrito at the time was like $5.50.
And they were huge, right?
And they were huge to the point where I could make 2 meals out of it.
Damn.
And if you just get like lettuce and chicken, it was even like cheaper. So I have a soft spot in my heart for Chipotle for that. And it was always consistent. But I guess I don't know like the inner workings of it, but just from what I was told by social media, that I guess Chipotle had like a change in like CEO or something where they're running it to be a more like a profitable business as opposed to like a quality. Because before the whole thing with Chipotle is like locally sourced ingredients, organic, grass-fed beef.
Yeah, so I think loosely the history of Chipotle was like the original owner of Chipotle was Steve Ells, and he's like classically trained chef, and his system of how Chipotle operated was that they would source stuff locally. They would source from like local farms as much as possible, get stuff as close to the restaurant as possible so that things could be like super high quality and super like delicious. But unfortunately, what that came from that was, remember like Chipotle got hit by like a whole salmonella thing at some of their stores? That came from that because with like hyper localized sourcing comes like a much more difficult standardization of quality control. And so after that, Chipotle took a huge hit, and I think that's when McDonald's bought it for a while. And McDonald's actually owned Chipotle for a hot minute, but I don't think that happened anymore.
No, because they bought themselves back from McDonald's.
Yeah, by 2006, McDonald's fully divested from Chipotle. And as of 2024, Brian Nickel is the chairperson of Chipotle. And the top shareholders of Chipotle includes Montgomery Moran, Steve Ells, Vanguard, and BlackRock. So, yeah, private equity.
I mean, like it's just the part where we spiral on State of America, where no matter how good something is, it all eventually ends up becoming for the profit and for the shareholders.
Yeah.
Anyways, but also, a lot of people know me and my relationship with Chipotle because on one of the video I did with Trixie.
That went viral. That was one of your first ones.
Me, about not getting a PR from Chipotle. Anyways, since then, Chipotle sent me many PRs. I mean, not anymore, but it's fine, whatever. Chipotle sent me many PRs, and we even had I even had my own burrito bowl that was on the Chipotle app that people could order during Price Season a few years ago. So, wow, I sound like a bootlicker now. So, anyways, but I do understand people's frustration of not feeling like they're not getting the most bang for their buck, which is what's the whole motto of Chipotle. I don't know, because rice and beans are cheap.
They are,
and people don't really ask for people. At least from my experience, when people want more of something, people never ask for more meat because they know it's gonna be extra.
Yeah, but more rice and beans. Here's the thing.
The filler things rice, beans, corn, salsa.
Rice and beans are very cheap for one person. Mm-hmm. Rice and beans, when you are shelling it out by the millions of pounds or tons or however many Chipotle deals with that, is expensive. Mm-hmm. And even not to the point where that is expensive, but for a bean counter, a person who is obsessed with profits. You like that, huh?
No, I hated it.
For a person who is obsessed with profits, and here's where shit like this can always come back to bite you. For a person who's obsessed with profits, in their mind, it's only just a matter of if we just measured the amount that we gave people and gave everybody the same amount instead of some a little bit more, some a little bit less, but mostly it's always just a little bit more. If we just measured it out, we could probably save hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars over the course of a year, couple years, whatever. And ultimately what that does is it standardizes measurements, but it also kind of takes the soul and personality out of the portions that the person is giving you, because a person at any point in time can be hungrier or not so much. But when you're used to a place, when workers are happy and you're used to a place that is just very customer service oriented, the default is always to just give them a little bit more. So now that you're all corporate and stuff, some accountant who probably doesn't even like the food very much, is saying well, what do people need with a little bit extra? Why can't we just start with a baseline, and if they want more, they can ask for more? And that's usually how it starts. And that's usually and then another person will be well, why do we have to buy beans from this source when these beans are just a little bit smaller? Yeah, but they're so much cheaper, and we could just give them more. So all of these things will add up over time and hugely degrade your product over a few years. And granted, when you had your love affair with Chipotle, they were a completely different company with completely different leadership and a completely different system. So people still remember. And the thing is, it probably happened fast enough that people still remember that. If you look at what a McDonald's burger used to look like, or a McDonald's chicken sandwich used to look like, they used to actually look like the things that you saw on billboards instead of the sad little sandwiches that you actually get now.
You're old enough to remember?
Wow. Why was that necessary? That kind of...
I'm just asking if you're pulling from your experience, that's all.
Don't think we needed to do that today. But okay.
I'm just saying. I love it when you draw from your experience. Anyways, tell us what the McDonald's burgers look like in the 70s.
Wow. What? Oh my God. Why? I'm trying and to think I defended you on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Multiple times.
Oh my God.
But
no, we don't talk about the drama.
We don't talk about the drama anymore. It's past. It's past. We're over it. We're through it. And that is why our jump in listenership is only going to be for that week.
But thanks for tuning in while you were here.
Thanks for the boost in our numbers, guys.
But if you stuck around, we appreciate you. Yeah. And just know that our podcast is usually two very smart intellectuals just discussing the current world affairs and philosophical things. Jon roasting me and gaslighting me for an hour.
I beg your pardon. How dare you? How dare you? Anyways, McDonald's is the biggest I guess example of that. And any fast food chain pretty much. Like you see what we actually get versus what like shrinkflation has been happening for a very, very long time. And with factory farming and all of that, like everything is just getting worse and worse and worse. And we are allowing for it to happen because it is considered affordable food to us, or at least it used to be. And when it comes to things that poor people can afford, we don't really, as a society, capitalist society, believe that poor people deserve nice things. So that it ultimately comes down to that.
Oh, fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's crazy, like where like the profits are like an all-time high, but the minimum wage is still the same. And I remember at my first job in Burger King in Korea, I always got paid like less than $2 an hour.
Yeah.
To do all this work that I shouldn't have been doing at 16.
Yeah.
And I remember this one month, the weather in Korea had been particularly bad. So then so in America, all the lettuce come like prepped in a bag, like already chopped up. But the Burger King in Korea, we had to prepare all the vegetables ourselves, like slice all the tomatoes and then like wash and clean the lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one season where the lettuce had been especially bad, where every single lettuce in the box was completely mushy. So then I'd have to like wash out like all the mushy brown lettuce to reveal like the better ones inside. And then after that, the lettuce portion was like 1/3 of like what like the lettuce normally is.
Yeah.
And then when I guess like they got the expense report, like the manager like called me into the office and they like screamed and they actually hit me.
What?
Saying like we're shorting like the lettuce this month because you've been too much like lettuce in the burgers.
Oh my God.
And I was 16 at the time, and also like I was literally just making the Whoppers.
And you were just making them. You probably just wanted them to make them pretty, and it's just easier.
But not even. I was literally just putting the same amount, but it was because like due to like the lettuce being bad, and I'm like not gonna like prep like brown lettuce in a tin,
right?
After like washing it and peeling it all off, like the only good lettuce were like small portion.
Oh God, that's terrible. Ugh.
So, anyways, just like knowing like how like these corporates like work, and like how for like profit they are. I don't know. I actually don't. Yeah, it puts a little bitter taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
Oh, totally.
But so I guess the whole Chipotle like thing happened because Keith Lee made a video about it, and then that started like a whirlwind of effect.
Why did he review a Chipotle?
He's like reviewed Chipotle before, and he's the one who like basically made like the quesadilla thing go viral, where you take like a vinaigrette and sour cream and you mix it all up and dip quesadilla in it.
Oh,
And then that also ended up going so viral that like they couldn't keep up the production, so then they had to like launch it as like a separate menu like a month after.
Oh, wow.
So many people were requesting it. Where like, and just to go from the tangent, I love Keith Lee and I love like everything he stands for and like how he reviews food.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like at this point, his audience is like so like rabid to the point I feel like I understand he's leaving an honest review, but any review that's not positive trickles into people going to these businesses and saying like, "Oh, you're done for. Like you fumbled the bag. Like you're going down." And it's actually really jarring to watch.
It is. I don't like. It's surprise, surprise. Another instances of the fans kind of like ruining a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people have a tendency to take it too far, and I think it stems from like just a desperate need for community to the point where like these fans who are just so hardcore need some kind of connection so bad that they feel like they could be like a physical supporter in some way of the creator or the like celebrity that they adore so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sad, and when it happens in such a big amount, it actually becomes like it can be so damaging to people's lives, as we've seen in multiple instances.
It's always like the few extreme people that ruin it for everyone.
It really is. It really is. Like,
can we just like chill about it? You know?
Yeah. Where do you have the time to like take this that far? Right? I was like, how bored are you? Like, can you not take up some cross stitching, maybe, or crochet?
Cross-stitching.
I mean,
crochet.
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
Instead of leave hate on the internet? I mean, I wish. Oh, maybe those like wobble things. What are those? The ones where you kind of like make a penguin?
The crochet like dolls for thing?
Yeah.
That was wasn't that on like Shark Tank?
It might have been. I bought Little John one and he still hasn't used it. I really was hoping that he would.
Crocheting is actually like not that easy to like start off with.
I didn't think that it would be. I was
some
just
people
hoping
like
that he would
crochet
just
like in
crochet
sleeve.
me a little penguin by now.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, I started buying him Lego flower sets instead.
Most people can't even put IKEA furniture together. So like,
oh, I guess that's true.
So
did you know did IKEA buy TaskRabbit?
I heard that they did. Because there's so many like TaskRabbit people that just like specialize in putting IKEA furniture together.
IKEA furniture? Yeah. I heard
Which
that.
like I've actually done that, and it was worth it to me because I tried putting together a big giant IKEA bookshelf together. But something I missed like a step along the way where like the whole bookshelf was like not secured and like it came apart. And then ever since then, anything like big, I'll just hire TaskRabbit for it because they come to you. They've done this professionally. They put many of these like furniture together. They do it so fast and so secure.
Do they like take the box away too?
I don't know. I never made them. I never asked for that.
Okay.
Taking the box is not that hard, but
okay.
But I can see in some communities or certain neighborhoods that could be difficult.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, I don't know about that, but they put the furniture together fiercely. So
Little John and I are really, really good about putting furniture together stuff because I have power tools and I know how to use tools and stuff like that, but he actually reads instructions. So, and I do not look at the instruction kit. I have put many things together and it's taken an extra 5 hours because I refuse to look at the instruction books, but he actually likes it. So like he will just direct me and I'll just do it in a faster way, but I'll do it the right way.
It sounds like a power bottom dynamic, if you ask me.
Why? I don't understand.
You do all the physical labor while the other one just tells you exactly what to do.
I guess so.
Which I'm very happy for you. Yeah, I'm glad it works out beautifully for the two of you. I wish I could live in top. Who can just cook food and build shit.
Maybe. Is that what we call fiancés now? A live-in top. Oh my god. And speaking of like content creators and influencers, have you seen the guy that was going off on his local Chinese buffet?
Yes.
I forgot what his name is, but
his name is not important.
Yes, I have started actually calling him White Kevin Leonardo, because they do the exact same
rage baiting.
Rage baiting. And if you don't know who this Kevin Leonardo is, it doesn't really matter.
Don't look it up. Don't look him up. Yeah, he's just not a rage baiter. Don't
support him. They represent kind of like the worst that this internet culture has to offer, especially in terms of short form media, where it's like it's videos that are meant to grab your attention and get your reaction by making you mad, which it shouldn't be the case. Like, we should be here for entertainment and not manipulating you and trapping you into watching the whole video and responding or sharing or reacting to it. So this guy, and it comes from a desperation from like wanting to be famous at all costs, which is why I call this guy White Kevin Leonardo, because there's nothing more probably insulting to a person that just wants to be famous at all costs than referring to him as like the derivative of the person that he is copying.
Or if you want to go even further, we can call him Walgreens Kevin Leonardo.
Walgreens Kevin Leonardo.
Or Temu Kevin Leonardo.
Temu. Wish.com Kevin Leonardo.
Yeah. Let's not let Walgreens catch strays. Let's not like poor Walgreens catch stuff.
But anyways, this guy goes on this tirade saying that, like, word for word, he was like, I don't care who this offends, which is how he started the video, which is the first red flag. Or like how racially insensitive this might be. But he goes off on his Chinese, like local Chinese buffet for saying that the servers were rude and like his experience was subpar. But basically he felt rushed and uncomfortable for staying at the all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet for like a few hours.
Which like if I go to any restaurant, unless it's like, you know, like
you're not paying rent.
Unless I'm at like one of those places where I'm like chatting in like multiple courses or multiple small plates and like with cocktails and all that. Like I'm out up there in like 2 hours at the most.
Yeah.
At the most, if I'm like catching up with people. But normally if I eat and go, it's like hour at the most.
A few. And so like, no, naturally, if you're going to stay there for like half a freaking business day, like you're going to get some flack from the people there. And he was also complaining that they were like taking his plates away, which is what you're supposed to do at a buffet. I don't know if people know this, but you're not supposed to reuse your plates at a buffet.
Yeah.
It is a cleanliness and sanitary thing. You don't want tongs and serving utensils touching a plate that has been eaten over. Because there's like, you know, not just germs that you can pass, but food allergens, that kind of thing. And also, he didn't tip.
Which, you know, like, I'm sure some people were like, well, I'm not tipping at a buffet, I'm getting my own food. And I was like, yes, I understand you're mad at the fundamentals of America, but let's just not punish the people. Let's punish the system,
who
not
are
the
like
people.
Serving and bussing and like, and greeting you.
The way I say, you know, if you can afford to eat out, you can afford to tip, like, accordingly.
Yeah,
and then if you can't afford to tip, then maybe that's not the restaurant for you. Maybe, like, pick
for sure. Over. And so, and then finally the final thing that he said was, like, these people at this Chinese buffet, or not this Chinese buffet, he actually generalized and said all Chinese buffets, they need to learn like American values and American customer service. Meanwhile, like tipping is the most American thing ever, and he still didn't do that.
So what is the end game for him?
That's
like,
what's going viral.
What was he hoping to like achieve
right
by like making that video? Like, also, like, even if the video goes viral, and if you got like, but even if he got famous from that, like, okay, so what? You're not going to get brand deals
Yeah.
out of this. You're not going to get like,
I think
you know?
people like that just really depend on views, and if your views are high enough, like that video, if it gets like millions of views, and he turned his comments off on the videos, and it's still getting tons and tons of views.
Yeah, because he knows
but
he wants that creator fund.
Totally. And that video is a couple of minutes long, is a few minutes long, which means that the TikTok creator fund is going to pay out pretty big on that if it gets like a lot of traction. And that's what the rage bidding is all about. And that's the whole point of videos like that.
And all these people, which is why they all end up becoming like MAGA people, because they know it's like the ultimate form of like rage baiting.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
They've tried everything.
Except, like, MAGA people are really good at supporting their people too.
Yeah, so then they get the support from MAGA people and they get the rage baiting people. And that's why like everybody goes like crazy conservative, because they know it's going to get them like the views and distraction.
I mean, that's why Russell Brand went from like super liberal, progressive, intellectual dude to like complete right-wing MAGA hat. Like he makes so much more money now. Yeah, it's fair. It's true. But like honestly, like these folks, like that side is just easier to sell to because they will support and buy from you literally no matter what. We have seen from the fact that like actual convicted felon Donald Trump, his voting numbers are not going to change very much from his base.
No, not at all.
If anything, like a lot of them are even more empowered to vote for him.
Like felons can't vote, right?
No, they cannot. At least not in the state of New York or Florida.
But felons can become president. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yes. Felons cannot join the military, but a felon could lead the military.
And felons cannot, like, work in retail or dispensaries?
It doesn't say anything about like a convicted felon being able to or not being able to run for the presidency, but I don't know. It literally, how much this doesn't matter is probably the most outrageous thing about it.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And can he pardon himself if he becomes president again?
I think he technically can. Not that it really matters, because like if he got the presidency, like, and he had already taken it literally that far, there really is going to be not much supporting anyone's hope or faith in the governmental system for as little support and faith that it already has now. If he gets it, like, it's a very hopeless situation.
Yeah. The most mind-boggling thing to me is that people are not just like millions of people, half of America, almost like half of America supports this ideology. That's like the part that's mind-blowing to me. Also makes me realize like, wow, people actually are terrible. Like,
I don't think that I think a lot of them are driven by like fear and hatred that has been sowed upon them by people who only care to make money out of their fear and rage. Like, you know, news outlets like Truth Social, Fox News. And you see it to some extent, just not to an extreme extent for the not progressive, but like liberal media. But yeah, it's news isn't really news anymore because neutral news is boring. And so people just have to be outraged. Fox News was the original Kevin Leonardo, basically. And it was started by an Australian dude who just really didn't care so much what would happen, and except like he just wanted to be really, really rich. And that is all that it was.
All right, with that being said, shall we take a quick break?
Yeah, okay. Let's take a break.
And we're back.
Hello there.
Just like that.
Just like that.
You're back with vengeance. So, after you came and visited me, I cleaned my refrigerator yesterday. I found scallop sashimi.
Oh no. I totally forgot to tell you about that. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh God, scallop sashimi and salmon eggs.
Yeah. I was like, woof. Woof.
Sorry.
No,
we were supposed to eat that, but we kept having so many great meals out that
that we never got to it.
And you found the salmon eggs too, then I'm guessing.
Yes, but I figured at this point it probably wasn't good anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, so I threw it out.
No.
I was just like, when it comes to seafood, when in doubt, throw it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. But yeah, I was hoping to cook more that trip, but we just didn't have time.
No, we had time. You just didn't make the time.
We kept eating out,
and the whole time I was like, when is Jon gonna cook?
You also like, excuse me. I made you steamed eggs.
It was very good.
I made you that salmon bowl.
It was very good. And
you gave me such an interesting compliment on the egg dish.
What did I say?
You said, "This is objectively good." And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
No, it was really good. Like, I was trying to convey I wasn't even doing a bit. I was saying, like, this is, like, really, really good. Like if anyone ate it, like, there's no way, like, anyone would not like it because it was that good. Because, like, the egg was, like, steamed and it was, like, soft and custardy and it was topped with those, like, fish sauce.
The
like
tomatoes and the tomatoes. Yeah.
It was like a good combination of like creamy and then like salt, tangy.
But
honestly,
objectively good.
Objectively, it's the highest compliment you can get from me, so you should be so lucky.
It made me think like, so does that mean like all my other food he likes just because he's my friend?
No, I'm always honest with you when I don't like something of yours.
That's true.
Like the salad you made that one time.
Wait, what salad?
Like the rainbow salad.
When did I make that?
At this like a dinner thing.
Oh, the benefit dinner thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't.
But I still think you're a wonderful chef.
Dressing on that. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I still think you're good at cooking. What else did you eat that was like memorable to you while you're here?
Specifically, which is it's good tie-in, the langsap from the Thai night market that we went to.
Oh my god, the langsap! I've been wanting to try it because I've been seeing it on social media, and I'm like, it might be a stunt food, but even if it is, it has broth, cilantro, and Thai chilies. So like, there's just no way like it has to be at least mid with those ingredients.
Yeah.
But it was
it was
phenomenal.
So good. It was so good. And like I get how people could say like it's only stunt food because when you order it, you can order so much of it. Mm-hmm. And it can be so big. But like it's not stunt food in the sense that like a rainbow bagel is stunt food where it's just like, oh, food coloring doesn't add to it. Yeah. Like the stuntiness of langsap that you get is just based off of like the magnitude and proportions, but every part of it is so delicious. And I wanted to see if I could make a home version because it's very hard to make like authentic langsap because they use pork spine, which is like they make a pork soup out of pork spine, and the spinal bones have a lot of meat and cartilage and stuff to it, and so like it's really hard for a regular person to find that part. So I instead made it with pork shoulder and beef ribs.
Ooh.
Which have even more meat to it. Yeah. And I made it with beef ribs because I wanted to see if I could make a halal or kosher version, which it does totally work. And the rest of it is super easy. It's really easy to make. Yeah, the rest is history. Yeah, I gave some to Little John and he said it was spicy, but it was good. He finished the whole thing, his whole bowl. Just like lots of chilies, cilantro, lime, a little bit of sugar, fish sauce in like a broth that you stew for like a couple hours. Mwah, it's so good. And because you don't use all the broth, you also end up getting like a big vat of pork or beef broth at the end of it too. So, yeah, it's not just a dish that you can make for now. It's like a dish that like continues to serve you later on, which is, I love everything about this.
Are you going to post like a recipe on your YouTube or TikTok or one of those?
Yes. Well, not YouTube. I filmed a short form, so I'm probably going to film a long form version later on. But yeah, it's so easy. If you like any of my cooking, or if you learned anything from like my YouTube or anything like that, this is something that you can make pretty simply.
Okay.
It just takes a little bit of time and care.
Yeah, I like how one day you're like, oh, let's make langsab on our way home, and it was like 8 p.m. I was like, you want to go grocery shopping right now and make langsab and have it like ready? Like, it's like not even going to be ready by the time you go to sleep.
I know.
But I do appreciate you being ambitious.
I would have done it. I think the next time I want to make it with tomatoes. I want to add tomatoes to it. I think tomatoes would be such a good addition.
Make it zesty? But would it take away from the original spirit of the dish, where it's about the clean broth flavor?
I mean, I don't think tomatoes muddy up the broth very much. I think tomatoes will only add.
It does completely change the chemical properties.
Well, yeah.
Like I wouldn't say like tomato broth like a clean broth.
I wasn't saying not using tomato broth, like just literally just adding some
chunks of tomatoes in there.
Yeah.
That could be good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to make like a pureed of tomato like into the broth.
Oh, no. No. I mean, if I would do anything like that, I would add tomato water, but then you're making like fancy highfalutin langsab, which is fine, but like it's not the spirit of it. I just, in my opinion, like something like this, you should only put as much work as like adding some stuff.
Yeah.
Easily. Make it local in a way.
Oh, and then we also went over to our friend Kushbu's house, whose cookbook just came out. Amrikan, who we interviewed last week.
Yes.
And then she actually made a few dishes from her cookbook for us. And they were all very good.
Cauliflower? Was it
broccoli?
Was it cauliflower? Broccoli. Why do I keep mixing? I did this last time too.
You did like with pancake and fritter too.
I have this issue where I just change these things up in my mind and I can't stop. But yeah, the broccoli was so good.
Remember Gabriel? You kept calling Gabeza like...
Oh, Gabreza. I kept adding an R in there. And I did it again. I did it in my video and I didn't even realize it. I don't know.
It's okay.
I try to be well researched.
That's what makes it beautiful.
I think I'm gonna blame my COVID brain.
But yeah, then she also made us like Maggie. Magie, like omelet. Magie and feta omelet. And chili cheese toast. And chili cheese toast is fire. I feel like this cookbook and her recipes do like a great job showcasing Indian food. Doesn't have to be a complex thing, and it was just
it's so much fun. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. It has a cover that I kind of like wish I had on my book.
No, I think your cover is fine. I think half of your fans were disappointed that you weren't shirtless in it.
Yeah, I know.
Or like random shots of you like flexing your muscle, eating like buns or something.
Yeah, I think it's interesting on like how we went about shooting my book. I wanted it to be like artistic and nice, and my publisher probably wanted something different but marketable. But anyways, Kushbu's book is super good. I know I get mine in the mail soon, and you should totally order it. It's called American. Amerikan.
Amerikan.
Yes.
I want that broccoli again. It was like a broccoli that was like tossed with cream cheese and yogurt and then baked in the oven.
It's that thing with yogurt. It's marinating and cooking things in yogurt that is so good. Like doing it with vegetables, doing it with meat. You can like, it does such a good job of making things tender and tasty and delicious. I wish I really need to do it more.
Yeah. Maybe next video, yogurt links.
Actually, my friend at a restaurant called Itori, he makes this. He pretty much does like this croissant that is covered in za'atar, and then what you're given to eat with a croissant is labna, which is like a strained yogurt, and so it's like za'atar croissant with labna. It's so good. Oh my god!
What is this place called?
Ate it. Itori, and it's in downtown Detroit. It's delicious. He also has this pasta dish where he cooks the pasta in like super saffrony water. So it's like golden pasta, but this pasta actually tastes like saffron. And it's served with just like very, very simply one side of sausage and like a squeeze of lemon. It is, and some butter. And it is so simple.
So it's like that rich, meaty flavor with like a little zing.
And yeah, that little like kind of like, I don't know how to really describe saffron. Like it tastes kind of metallic to me, but like in a good way when it's used right. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Itori in downtown Detroit, if you don't know it.
Saffron to me tastes like a flower farted. That's the best way to describe it.
I think like, yeah, I get it. Cause like it also depends on how you use it. Like a lot of people
don't. I love saffron.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm never like,
it's funky.
I have to get saffron tonight, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Like, I know that there are some dishes where you need to have it and it really adds to it, but it's like, you really need to know how to use saffron to be able to do it well. Because if you're just adding, it's not like pepper, or it's not like
oregano where you just like randomly sprinkle it on.
You can just you can't just randomly put saffron in something and then have it be better because you did that. You have to know what the fuck you're doing. Because A, it's super expensive, and B, like, you have to steep it properly, you have to crush it properly. Like, there's so many things that you have to do to make it worth your while that, like, it's actually not really something that I use very much at all.
Yeah.
For that
I'll leave it to the professionals. I'll go to a place that, like, specializes in, like, saffron dishes and enjoy it.
Yes. Exactly that.
But is the juice worth the squeeze at home?
I love how we're gassing up our friends today.
Well, very, very positive podcast, uplifting people in our community.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so then we also went and ate at this place called Wangjokbar, which specializes in pork hock.
So good.
And then you get to try kamjatang, which is like a pork bone soup with potato.
Yes.
And it's called kamjatang because like kamja literally means potato in Korean. But also it means like the meat that's in between the bone. So it's like double meaning. And then...
Wait, so when you say meat in between the bone, you don't mean that little soft cartilage, but it literally means like the meat in between the bone?
The meat in between the bone, yeah.
Okay.
And like
if I were eating like a chicken wing, like if I were eating the flat of a chicken wing, do you know that little bit of meat in between the two bones in the flat? Would that be considered kamja? See, I'm learning.
I don't know if like that refers to specifically to like the meat on like the pork rib, or if it refers to all meat.
Oh, okay. So the meat in between the ribs of the pork is also called potato.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. Yeah, kamja.
So the broth is like hearty, a little spicy, and it's seasoned with a ton of like ground sesame and perilla leaves and chili. And then after you eat all the meat and the broth, then they make a fried rice for you with the remaining broth, which is also delicious.
The sleeper hit for me were those noodles.
Oh yeah, the noodles were really good.
The perilla oil noodles, is that what those were?
Yes, it was buckwheat noodles, lightly tossed in perla oil with seaweed, sesame seeds, and ton of scallion. It's very simple, but
Very fresh.
very fresh and also very fragrant.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back to that place. That was like where we went for lunch right before I flew out. And I'm so glad that got to be my last meal because it was so, so, so good. And it left me full for the whole flight. Didn't have to eat on the plane or anything. But I want to go back and try their mala.
Oh yeah,
not,
the mala.
it wasn't the kamjatang.
Yeah.
Mala pork hock.
Yes.
And follow that up with just those noodles.
And then also our probably favorite dish, or one of our favorite dish, the spicy pork hock.
Oh, so good.
It was like a pork hock that's been like marinated and like cooked in like the spicy sauce.
Ah, yes.
And the pork hock was like deliciously juicy and succulent. And then the spicy glaze was just like seeped into like every pore and every crevice of this pork.
Yes.
And if you like take a little bite, you get like a little bouncy chew, followed by all the juice of the pork and all the collagen just like bursting around your teeth, followed by a little hint of sweetness, and followed by like the spicy flavor afterwards.
It was perfect. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, like they said they were busy for dinner, but not for lunch, which I get.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy food, but
Also,
like,
they just opened, so
okay. Yeah. I was shocked that we were the only person there for lunch for as good as that food was.
well, other people came in like with 2 other tables
Later on. I get. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's so hard to like do traditional Korean food in Cape Town and like expect to like be blown up right away, especially if your restaurant is not like an aesthetic spot.
Yes. And it's also hard to find parking, so probably nobody wants to try to like go there in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Well, they have valet,
Oh, it's true.
which is like $2.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, is pork
That's
hock
what I
actually
like.
like
Okay.
healthy for you, or is it like high
It
in
is
fat?
not. It is very high in fat.
Okay.
I mean, it's high in collagen and protein as well, but it
Yeah.
is a very, very fatty part of the pork.
Yeah.
But that is okay because fat is not all that. Fat is not as bad for you as people think it is, but fat is definitely not exactly like, or that pork hock.
You're not going to be like dropping
health
pounds
food.
like eating fat,
Yes, exactly.
unless you're in keto.
Yes. Which that stuff is not keto anyway because they turn it into fried rice. So
That's true. So, anyways, pork hock, eat at your discretion, but it is very tasty.
yeah. Do we have any questions?
We do. This is from Grace. Hi, Kimchi and John. Thanks for being my office day commute podcast. You guys make the journey less stressful. Also, happy AAPI month. Thanks for sharing your culture with all of us. I have 2 questions.
Oh.
What things make you proud of your heritage? And I know John mentioned a few things in their book, but what are both of your second, third favorite food or meals? So what makes you proud to be Chinese?
I think specifically, lately, I've been so into like 80s and 90s canto pop fashion. And just seeing like these images of like old school canto pop stars, just like, I don't know why. I'm just like, yeah, we did that. That is amazing. Like the like oversized suits and like that style with the wavy hair. I was like, I love it. I love us. I love us so much. Like that was just like randomly a thought that I had the other day about like, I guess, appreciating where I came from. And as far as like second, third, fourth, I mean, I can never really answer like what my most favorite food is, but like
Second or third favorite?
Yeah, I think that's an even harder thing to answer. Like, if your favorite is not there, what is it?
Just say, let's not take nutrition into account. Let's not talk about worry about our future.
Okay.
Like, if there's no consequences,
yeah,
Oh my god, we sound so gay right now.
For
what you're about to eat. What will be your second and third favorite things to eat?
So I won't say I won't rank them. I won't rank them because it's like that's not how I think about it. But foods that I will never be unhappy to have available to me include tacos and pizza and fried chicken.
Okay.
I think maybe to a lesser extent lasagna for some reason. Maybe that's just because like I kind of have been craving lasagna recently. I really want to try Kushbu's saag paneer or lasagna.
Paneer. Saag paneer.
Now you're doing it.
Think of the words. Paneer.
That's the thing, and I like it always changes based off of my mood.
I've been craving lasagna for so long too. Oh, sorry.
What? Oh no, I just really want to point out that it is May 31st, and it is the cusp of AAPI History Month and Pride Month, and this is when gay Asians achieve the avatar state for 24 hours. We are at our most powerful right now, so enjoy that. Exactly.
When am I proud to be Korean? So I feel like I've been Korean pride my entire life, except for like when I was like living in Michigan, where I never felt accepted as a Korean there. But I feel like the moment I left that state behind and went to Chicago to find myself, being Korean is like actually what made me like stand out from all the others. And also like people in Chicago, like at least my friends there, never like looked down on me for being Korean, unlike people from Michigan. And then also,
and
then
your specific, where you lived was very probably problematic in terms of,
because it was like my town is mostly ethnicity. Like mostly very, very white, and then the few Korean kids that were there, at least like the first year that I was there, like I think I've mentioned before, they were basically like a gang, and they were always like smoking on campus and like getting in fights with other students, and so then like if you're Korean, people just assumed like you were in a gang, even though that was not the case. So then kind of felt like not just like me being like non-problematic, but also like such a nerd, but also like gay. I like stayed away from those kids. And then I almost felt like it was like shameful to be Korean, like in that environment.
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, like that's one of the bad things about living in a small town in the Midwest. As anyone who like isn't like white,
but it's the same old story. But the rest is still unwritten.
I would say like I would be that photo that you sent me of that beautiful person. I'd be like, oh gosh, like I would love us. I'd love us too.
The beautiful. Earlier, yeah. And also, like, it's cool that people are finally catching on to like K-pop, K-drama, like K-media, and like Korean food. It's cool. I just hope it's not like a fad. And I hope it's like an actual genre that people love and respect for years to come.
I don't really think so. I don't think so. I think it's like really good, I guess, cultural immersion because it's not just one thing. It's not just K-pop. It's also like Korean food. It's already Korean film, cinema. I mean, like, everything down to fucking Parasite winning best film. Like, like that's not something that is like, that goes away. It is a general awareness and appreciation of a culture. And you just know for a fact that like that same small town that you grew up in where they gave you like such a hard time, that their kids are probably listening to BTS. 100%. So ultimately, you did win.
No, there's no winning.
Yeah, there is.
It's the journey that we're still going.
No, whatever.
The journey doesn't end here. It continues. The rest is still unwritten.
All the people that were like the meanest to you, they're like their daughters are bringing home Korean boys.
I hope so. Actually, probably not in that town because
yeah, probably not. They're all
but if they move to the city, if they move to the West Coast and found them a Korean man, I hope so.
And I hope their wedding food is too spicy for them to enjoy.
Oh my god. But also, I do love it when people because back then, when people would try to like relate to me, it was like always like, I love K barbecue.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I get that now. People are like, they're like, oh, like what ethnicity are you? And I'd be like, I'm Chinese. Like, oh my god, I love Korean barbecue. It was like that.
I know, and depending on the person, sometimes I'll say like, "Oh, I love Cracker Barrel." But a lot of times, like I also like hold myself back. It's like them's fighting words. Let's not go there.
Have you ever eaten at a Cracker Barrel? I have never gone into one.
I actually love Cracker Barrel. Now, when I say love, I don't mean like love to the point where like I'll drive out of my way to go to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
But if I was like driving on a highway and if I was hungry and my choices were like Denny's, IHOP, like blah, 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 I would pick Cracker Barrel.
Interesting. What is it about Cracker Barrel that is okay? Yeah.
Let me tell you why. First of all, it is a great bang for your buck.
We love a deal.
And so first of all, it is very, very white. And it's like white people food that I don't normally ever like come in contact with. So it's like how when white people feel special and feeling cultural by going out to get K barbecue, that's the experience I get from going to the the experience I get from going to Cracker Barrel. Like I get to fully immerse myself in white people culture. And so the front half of the store is all like weird knickknacks that no one ever needs. They sell rows and rows of rocking chairs. They sell like weird candies. They sell like oversized like chunky knit sweaters, and they sell like weird cooking utensils like heart-shaped spatula and things like that.
Chunky knit sweater, say no more.
And then you get past like the retail area, it's their dining room. Now, when you sit down, they bring you a basket of warm biscuits and cornbread. And when you order like an entree, which are like a lot of like southern entrees, such as like chicken fried steak or like chicken and dumplings, chicken pot pie, you also get to pick multiple sides, like mac and cheese, green beans, like collard greens, and things like that. And as
this
someone who likes to eat
very
like
white to me, but maybe it's the way that it's prepared. Because like to me, this is.
You want to fight?
No. I'm not negating your experience, but like the way it's described, I was like, this just kind of sounds like soul food. But maybe it's like the way that it's made or the way that it's seasoned.
I wouldn't. I feel like you should tweet Cracker Barrel is soul food and see what kind of reaction you get.
Okay.
Because I would love to. I would love to. I would love to witness what's about to go down. Okay, so I'm on the Cracker Barrel website right now, and then let me I probably pick like the most like.
I need to see what this looks like.
I probably pick like the most like southern things that are on the menu. But here, let me just read their menu to you. Beef steamed chicken tenders, Gold Carolina barbecue chicken tender, Buffalo buttermilk ranch mac and cheese, meatloaf, Smoky Southern Grilled Chicken, chicken and dumplings, maple bacon grilled chicken, chicken pot pie, broccoli cheddar chicken, turkey and dressing, home style chicken.
Okay, I see what you mean. I'm there. I'm on their website, and these chicken tenders look like they're sauced with ketchup.
Hash brown casserole.
But you like it, though. That's the point.
It comes out fast. It's cheap. The portions are like ginormous, as one do in America. And I would say the food quality is significantly higher than Denny's, like IHOP, and all those.
Okay.
And also, I think Cracker Barrel actually makes Kush Boo's favorite pancake.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of pancake are they?
I think just like the
you
plain
guys have
pancake.
to take me. I've never been. I've never gone.
Of all the places
one.
to take you, Cracker Barrel is the last place I'd take you.
Like maybe if we go on a road trip. If we go on a road trip.
Next time we're on a road trip and we come across Cracker Barrel, because I feel like our tradition at this point is we always get in and out on our road trip.
We do. Because
so
I'm not going to waste
an
opportunity to get in and out.
So next time we'll get Cracker Barrel if there's one on the way. But we're not going to go out of our way for Cracker Barrel is what we're going to do.
Okay. My default road trip thing is always a Popeyes.
Popeyes is good. Yeah. But sometimes like I'll get Popeyes if I'm not the one driving.
Yeah.
Because it does like it is very heavy. You know? For like long road trips, I like things that are like fresher.
Yeah. Cool.
So anyways, that was our podcast for the week. Are you going to say anything? Are you done?
No, were you?
Yeah.
You have an exit bit.
Well, why don't you do the exit bit since we're keeping our format new and fresh?
What is it that you say? I
only say it every week.
If you like what you heard, like and subscribe. And if you don't like it, you're a hater? Is that what you say? Okay.
Follow us on our Instagram at One for the Table. That is number 1 for the table. This is Kim and Jon. Thank you for listening. Stay true to yourself. Love one another. Happy Pride season. Stay hydrated.
Oh yeah, happy Pride.
And don't be a bitch.